like a good reason not to get this dog was because we were getting woken up by coyotes some mornings. Like, I was telling the story not long ago where I was like in my sleeping bag and I wake up and I don't know if it was like licking my face or something, like what it was. It was definitely close enough. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I like pop up and there's this coyote looking at me. There's one where they were biting at the bottom of my sleeping bag. It was like nibbling at my sleeping bag. And I woke up and to feel like my sleeping bag getting tighter near my toes, like as if it was getting chomped. And I'm like, what the? So I pop up and I see this like dog looking fucking thing staring right at me. And I'm like, and I learned because I'd actually asked a buddy of mine. I was like, dude, aren't you afraid to camp in the woods? Like, what would you do if you ever had a bear like come near you? My buddy Byron, one of the best. I asked him. I said, like, what do you do? And so he had said that he had a bear come near his tent, and what he did was go, and he just got really deep and bassy and started stomping, like if he could, just made loud, and because of that, it intimidated the bear a bit. And bears don't normally overly get intimidated, but it just didn't know what was inside, and it was like, I don't want to fuck with this thing, so it dipped. And it worked. It saved his life. So what I did was, I see this fucking coyote, I'm like, all right, and I just perk up, like I popped up obviously from being scared, but then I stood up straight, puffed my chest out, puffed my arms out, and then I started banging, like slamming down on the ground, like what do you call it, like grass, like more or less. Yeah, I was slamming down on the grass, and because of the vibration from doing that, it scares them a bit because they don't, like, they're looking at you, but they feel this vibration underneath them, and that intimidates them. So they tell you to put rocks in a can and shake it. So I'm like, burr, 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 and he goes away a bit. I'm like, okay, good. I fall asleep. 10 minutes later, I feel it again. I'm like, what? Pop up again. I'm like, argh! Scare this thing away again. Start falling back asleep. Wake up again. It's closer. Argh! Goes away a little further. Fall asleep again. Again. So this repeated for a couple minutes, or no, maybe not a couple minutes, probably about 20 minutes, half an hour. And then the sunlight was up enough that like it just took off, because it happened around like maybe 4:35 in the morning, and then by, I don't know, 5:30 or so it took off, because the sunlight starts coming up, or 6 or so, sunlight starts coming up, and then they go hibernate and hide, or whatever they do. They take off out of public, that's for sure.
I've had a few encounters with coyotes up here in the last few years. It's interesting. So I was with my ex now. And my brother. We were on the rail trail, like an old railway lines out where we are in Chatsworth, and we were just walking back to like smoke some weed and whatever back there, and then we were walking back, and we heard them because it was like getting dark, and we heard them like a field away, maybe, like heard them call and whatnot and calling to each other, and we kept walking, and they kept getting closer and closer, like they're calling, we can hear them calling to each other, and they keep getting closer and closer, and then at one point I heard one there and one on the other side behind us, and I looked at
each other about you guys.
Yeah, my brother. Well, and also because on that same like set like trail, people ride their horses and shit, so they hear movement and they smell horses. So what do they think it is? There's 3 people on it, so it sounds exactly. So my brother caught on to this too, thank fuck, and he handed me a stick, like a huge stick, and he picked up a rock, and I just went, okay guys, if you see one, tell us, and we stand and fight. Like, we're gonna beat the living shit out of these things if they come. Like, it's gonna be like the Gray or whatever. But we got back to my grandparents' place, and thankfully nothing happened. And we told my grandfather, he's like, oh yeah, just wait till September. There's a huge like family reunion sort of thing, like where they call to each other. Cut to September, and I walk out of my mom's barn after we were once again smoking. I walked out of the barn, and it was like a fucking symphony of them, like maybe a field 2 away, like at least 20 or 30 of them going off, like just calling to each other and stuff. It was like stop, and like the hair on the back of your neck stands up because you're like, whoa.
Live at that point. Like if there's like 20 of them, like you can you can get away if there's like maybe 2 of them, or like if you're lucky maybe like 3, but like at 20, no, that's a rough ride.
I knew they were like at least 2-3 fields away across the street, and I had like a 40-foot walk to my house. Like it was fine, like I wasn't worried about it, but it was just like, whoa. And then I was like, Grandpa was right, there it is. Like that's the symphony of them all call it. It's just the mother like trying to find where all their siblings are after they give them out basically, and they, here, go on your own. Crazy shit. It's very rural up here.